Hello. This video will introduce you to a few activities for improving balance to prevent falls and make turning easier as well as walking on uneven surfaces a little bit easier. So the first activity that we're going to do is stepping out to the side and rotating the body. And we'll try it first with one leg. Step out to the side, rotate the body. Step out to the side and rotate the body. Step out to the side, rotate the body. Let's try it to the other side. Step out to the side and rotate the body. Step out to the side and rotate the body. Step out to the side and rotate the body. Now we're going to do the same thing, except we're going to step behind us. So it's going to be turning, stepping behind. It's a little bit more of a movement, and the hips will open to the side. So step back and to the side. The whole hips turn open to the side. And you can look over your shoulder or let your head follow your body like this. Okay, we'll try the other side. Step back. That was a little bit more exaggerated to show you. Pick your whole foot up and step back. And turn and look behind you. If you'd like to add your head, keep the weight in your feet to feel the ground as you draw the muscles in your legs up and close to the bones. Firm in the hips. Thigh muscles move, the bones move into the body. Okay, try it again. Step back and to front. Step back and behind, and then that allows you to put a little bit more weight and turn, and then come back. But you have to keep your balance. Try it again, this side, and back. Back, don't be in a hurry. Take your time, move slowly and mindfully. All right, so that's the second one. The next one, a few exercises we're going to do will require a foam mat. Now they specifically make these, they design these mats for what's called Romberg standing on foam. I'm using a little bit different of a mat. It's a little bit bigger, but it is soft foam. And basically, the soft foam challenges your balance a little bit more for walking on those uneven surfaces. So we're going to place it on the ground. And you can, if you have one side longer, you can put the longer so that you can step on it. And then it's easier to start with your feet parallel under your hips rather than together. But this would be a progression. So when you feel comfortable here doing what we're going to do, then the next progression would be try it with your feet a little bit closer, because that might be a little more challenging. But for now, let's start like this. Cross your wrists, your hands in front of your chest. Feel your feet, spread your toes, stand up tall, firm your muscles in your legs, lift your trunk, relax your shoulders, take a breath, and then exhale, turn your head to the right. Take a breath, exhale back to center. And we'll go to the other side. Inhale, exhale, turn to the left. And then back to center. So maybe you're walking and a car passes and you're going to turn. And then back. Or maybe a dog walks by, turn, and then back. Okay? Now, cross the other hand in front, just for a little change here. And keep standing with your balance, and let's lift the chin and let the eyes look up just slightly. and then back to center, and then look down very slowly and mindfully, gaze down. If that felt comfortable, come back to center and we'll do it a little bit more. Inhale, lift the head up, maybe back a little further, but not too far. Just look up, let your eyes open wide. Exhale, slowly release the head back to center to look straight ahead, and then down because you want to be aware of what's on the ground as you walk. So occasionally you'll look down and then back up. And one more time, look up and then back straight out. Now bring your hands together as we do many times in yoga. Cross the thumbs, interlace the fingers, but this time we're going to straighten the arms out right in front and guide your arms around, cross through the center, and then around, loop around. This is a figure 8. Let your whole trunk move with your arms as you sway a little bit, like you're skating on ice. Round, and then if it gets too much, slow it down. Take it slower and maybe even smaller. And then come back to center. Just as a little challenge, let's reverse it. Take it to the other direction. Around. There you go. You got it. And if you're balanced through this, you're ready to try the next one. So relax your arms. So with this one, and the reason I had you put your phone this way is because now we're going to stagger our feet. So that just means keeping the same distance. The other thing you can do is you can practice this way, the same thing that we did as a more progressed activity, but we're going to now progress on to staggered feet. So you're going to just shift one foot to the back and one foot to the front, but you're keeping it hip distance apart. So we're not lining up in a line, we're opening a little bit wider. And balance your weight between the front and the back foot. And then we'll try that. Cross the hands over and look ahead. Take a breath. Exhale, turn your head and look to your left or right, sorry. And then back to center. And then to the left and back to center. Now, if that's too much for you to do it this way, then step off the mat, the foam, and stagger your feet and practice on the ground, on the firm ground, by turning. Same routine, side to side, up and down, up and down. Maybe one more time. And then interlace the fingers, and we'll do the figure 8. So your feet are staggered, but we're doing the same routine with the arms. It's a little more challenging. Step your feet back together and step the other foot forward. Remember to have a little tiny bit of space in between. So we're not like this, one in front of the other. It's just a little bit of space, not too much space, but just a little bit. It's that hip distance apart. So you're just stepping one foot forward. And if that's too easy, step back up here. This is going to be more progressed here. So cross the other on top. Now we're reverse. We just switch the feet. Turn and look to this one side and breathe. Be aware, and then you can slowly look as you turn back to center and get your focus ahead of you. Be aware of your feet. Be aware of your toes. Hug those muscles to the bone and lift your trunk up. Compact your hips. Bring them in, close to your body. And turn to the other side. And then back forward. So you can alternate or turn one time 3 ways. And now let's cross the other hand on top and look up and down. And again, if you're getting too wobbly, come back onto the firm ground. But that's what's going to help you when you're out there on this bumpy terrain. Up and down. Or you can take your feet a little bit wider if it's still hard to balance. Up and down. Up and down. And then finally, again, you can always adjust if that's too easy. Challenge yourself a little bit. Always have a wall or a chair nearby in case you start to fall. Catch yourself. That's important too. And now stretch your arms out. And we're going to make a figure 8. Just pretend like you have a piece of chalk or a paintbrush in your hand. You're drawing, but you're balancing because you have your focus. And not swaying, you're keeping equal weight on each foot. And then reverse. You might shift your weight a little bit, but you're still firmly planted in the ground with your feet. And then step back. Okay, I think that's all we're going to do. Those are the main exercises for today. And if you'd like to apply that to a yoga pose for balancing, have a chair, and we'll do the little bit of the tree pose. So holding on to the back of the chair with one hand and standing with your hip to the back of the chair. So we're not like this, but we're like sideways to the chair. And then this leg that's closest to the chair, and I'm coming even a little bit closer. That's your standing leg. This is your firm leg, this leg, the closest to the chair. So you want to press into the ground, lift that hip, lift it, so don't sink down into it. Lift it, lift the trunk, and then come on, bend your knee, come onto the toe on the other leg. And then take that knee out to the side. It's a little hip opener, don't turn. Keep your torso facing the front. On your toe and slide your heel just above your ankle and press your toes onto the floor. A little stretch of the toes. So right here, we're getting comfortable by firming this leg. The standing leg is the strong tree trunk rooted into the ground. So if that's comfortable, just try this. Hand on the hip, lift the toe off the ground. Press into that standing leg to lift. Strong. And then find a point in front of you or on the floor to focus for a breath or two. If you start to sway a little bit, drop that toe down to ground that foot. And then bring your foot back to the floor. Feel stronger in this leg? You should. Let's try it again. Some of you might have found that very easy. If it was difficult, you're just going to do the kickstand. But if that was easy, turn the foot out to the side, bend the knee, and then slide the flat of the foot as you bend your knee. The heel moves up, but it doesn't come on the knee. Don't bring it on the knee, the bone in the knee, just below. The foot is pressing into the leg. Don't sink the hips down like this. Lift them up, nice and tall. Open the groins. Here we go. Now, if you feel steady here, light on this hand on the chair, just for guidance here, just very light. Raise this arm out. Keep the lift, turn this palm up, and sweep the arm up like a branch growing out of the tree. Inhale. Exhale. And some of you might feel really steady and be one finger on the chair, one finger. Eventually, you'll let go. But if you start to wobble, grab the chair and then come down. Good. Take the chair Move it to the other side if you can. I'll give you a moment to do that. This leg is strong, standing on the ground, holding onto the chair. And lift up. Firm that rooted leg like a tree. Then bend the other leg. Come onto the toes and open the hip, knee out to the side. Slide the heel just above the ankle for kickstand, but don't sink down into the hip. Lift up. Take a breath. Lift the toe off the ground. You can always bring it back down again. If you can keep it up and stay right here. Keep lifting the trunk. Press into the leg and lift the leg strong, and then reach your arm out. If you need to drop that toe back down, and then up. Exhale back down and release down to the ground. So some of you may have found that a little challenging. Keep practicing with your toes on the ground, but strong. You'll feel the strong legs supporting you. Be aware of your feet. Let's try it one more time. Those who want to go a little bit more progressed, turn the toe out and slide the flat of the foot up towards the knee, but not on the knee. Very important, not on the knee. Press. See how I sunk into my hip? Press into that foot and stand tall like a rooted tree in the ground. And then inhale. Before we inhale this arm out, be really light on these fingers. Light, not this really tight grip. Be light, but it's there to support you. If you need a stronger grip, grab it. If you feel like you're swaying, inhale the arm out, turn it up. Don't let your hips sink down. Keep it lifted, strong leg all the way up. And maybe one finger here. Relax the shoulders. If you can release and grow both branches tall, there's your tree. Inhale, release, try to mindfully come out of it. Thank you for joining me today.